You know, we make these little choices for our health every single day. Think about it. You're at the vending machine, you see the regular soda, you see the diet one. You grab the diet, right? Thinking, yep, made the smart choice. But what if that simple swap isn't so simple after all?
So, that's the big question we're tackling today. We're going to dive into some brand new research that's frankly a little concerning. It really makes you wonder about the connection between those artificial sweeteners and what's going on inside our brains.
All right, so first, let's rewind. Why did we all collectively break up with sugar in the first place? Well, for decades, the message has been crystal clear: sugar is kind of the bad guy, especially for people with conditions like diabetes, because it can cause these really dangerous spikes in blood sugar.
And this is the deal we've all been sold, right? On one side, you've got sugar, high in calories, messes with your blood sugar. On the other side, you've got artificial sweeteners. They promise to solve both of those problems: no spikes, no calories. For years, this has seemed like a total no-brainer for millions of people.
And so artificial sweeteners just exploded onto the scene. They didn't stay a niche thing for very long. Pretty soon they were everywhere, becoming this mainstream, widely accepted alternative to sugar.
Now, a huge, and I mean huge, reason for that was the official stamp of approval. The FDA, one of the biggest food regulators in the world, gave a bunch of these sweeteners the green light, saying they were safe to eat. And that official seal, it gave all of us the confidence that we were making a healthy choice. And I bet you know these names. You see them on the labels of, well, everything. Sodas, yogurts, protein bars, you name it. These are the usual suspects. The common, FDA-approved products that are just part of our food supply now. But the story definitely doesn't end there.
Okay, let's get into it, because this is where our simple, happy story about a healthy swap gets a lot more complicated. It turns out the solution might actually be creating a totally new and really unexpected problem.
Because, you see, a new study was just published that's starting to make some serious waves. It's raising a major red flag about these supposedly safe alternatives we've all been using. And listen, this wasn't just some random study. It was published in Neurology. That's the official medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology. This is a top-tier, highly respected, peer-reviewed source. So when they publish something, it carries a lot of weight. So what did this super credible study actually find? Well, its conclusion is startling, to say the least, and it has to do with something none of us want: making our brains older than they should be. The study basically boiled its findings down to this one powerful number, 1.6. Now, on its own, it might not look like much, but in the context of our brain health, oh, it is a huge deal. So what does it even mean? 1.6 years of brain aging. The study found a direct link between consuming certain artificial sweeteners and a decline in memory and thinking skills that was equivalent to aging your brain by about 1.6 years. Just let that sink in. A choice in your diet could be fast-forwarding your brain's clock. So, which specific sweeteners are we talking about here? Well, you'll definitely recognize some of these names from that FDA-approved list we saw earlier. We're talking aspartame, erythritol, and xylitol, among others. It was this group of 7 that the research specifically connected to that drop in cognitive function. And this, of course, just throws a massive wrench in everything. We're left with these huge, unanswered questions. We have this really compelling but also very new piece of research. What are we supposed to do with this information? What's even happening here? You know, medical news today really hit the nail on the head when they analyzed this. They said that while the research has absolutely stirred up a lot of controversy and concern, the big question is, should we just stop eating them altogether? And the honest answer is, nobody knows for sure yet. We're in this scientific gray area. And that brings it all right back to you. The science has put up a warning sign, but it hasn't given us a final verdict. So the next time you're standing there, faced with that choice between regular and diet, what is this new information going to mean for you? It's definitely a question worth thinking about.